So I've been on YouTube for a whole year already, and so I thought I would share my pros and cons and things that I've learned about my first year with my YouTube channel. So I'm going to start with the cons. We'll get the bad things out of the way first because yes, there are some bad things that you'll come across starting a YouTube channel, and if you haven't started one yet, then you probably understand most of these things. But there are some good things, so stick around to the last half and I will tell you about the pros and the things that I think are great reasons and benefits of starting a YouTube channel. You're going to get some thorns on every pretty rose, right? So the cons that I want to start out with first is that, and the most obvious thing is that it's not worth it for a long time. Like, it takes a lot of work and a lot of unpaid time and effort without seeing any kind of return for it. Now, I know people say, well, don't start a YouTube channel for the money. I'm like, but why would I spend my time doing something if there's not going to be some benefit to it down the road? And yes, there are people that just come on here and like to maybe vlog what they're doing just to have kind of a record of it, and maybe they're not into monetizing or making an income. But I'm gonna say that most people that are on YouTube is because they want to make an income from it in some way, whether it's just to supplement a business that they're doing or whether they're doing it as a full-time content creator. You know, people don't just wake up and say, how can I, use a whole bunch of my time and not have anything in return for it? Nobody, because nobody has time to do things that don't make sense to their life. So there's a lot of time spent making videos, learning how to make videos, editing videos. There's so many things that are involved in making videos and also like for the first, year, I'm still not monetized. I've been doing it for a year. I've put a lot of time and effort into making videos that I think might help people or inspire people. And my hope is that eventually I will have enough people that resonate with that and that I can make a little bit of an income from it. I don't ever want to be a full-time YouTuber content creator, but it is one of the things that I am interested in doing just because I love creating content. I love learning new things. I just love creating in general. And I also want to help inspire people, especially like midlife women, creatives, entrepreneurs that want to start doing something but just don't know how, or they need a little help and inspiration. And that's why I really enjoy making videos, because I hope that there's even a couple people around the world that I can help, and that makes me feel good. So, but there is a lot of time spent, time and effort into making videos that you just don't see a return on, and it can be years. And some people never end up monetizing because they get discouraged because they don't make any money for a long time on it. They don't get monetized for AdSense. They don't do any of the things that can actually make money. And some people actually maybe never make money, but maybe it's a great way for them to get clients or promote their products, and they don't need to get monetized on YouTube, and that's fine too. And in that sense, it's actually a good thing. It's one of the pros, so you could flip it. But in the beginning, while you're learning and while you're trying to get some traction, you have to do it because you're looking at the long-term goals of starting the YouTube channel. The first year, give or take, depends on what you're doing and how fast you can get people liking your videos. Then it depends. But again, it can take some time. So you just have to know that when you're starting, it's going to take a long time and you're not going to see a return for the effort. So you have to think long-term goals. You can't just think like, I'll make 3 videos and everyone's going to love it, I'm going to get millions of views, because that is not how it works, honey. Not how it works. So you just have to be in it for the long haul. That's all there is to it. Unless you're just doing it for yourself and it's just a hobby and it's just fun and you're just fooling around and it's for your friends, then that's absolutely fine. But if you're doing it to be serious at all, you just have to keep that in mind as the long-term goal, okay? The other thing that I learned is that editing is a pain in the ass. I mean, I enjoy that I know how to edit now, but it takes so long. My first, I don't know, even 5 to 8 videos would take me, I think my first couple of videos took me like a couple days to edit. Days, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I did a lot of like retakes, and like if I didn't like the way I said a sentence, I would redo the sentence, and it was a lot of editing because I was just retaking things over again because I didn't like the way it sounded because I didn't know what I was doing. And now, yes, I might ramble a bit, but I don't make like specific scripts now. I have like points that I follow, and then I talk about it, and it saves a lot of time in editing. We are not editing every sentence, and I don't take out all my ums and ahs and like moments that I forget what I'm saying. Sometimes I do, but that takes way too long. I don't know about you, but I don't have 2 or 3 days to edit one 20-minute video. I just don't have that kind of time. So editing, I had to learn to either let go of some things that I thought were important, or when filming my videos, I film them a little bit differently, so there's not so much footage to go through now, and I'm not wasting time in that way. But editing is hard. It's a hard thing to learn, and you're going to be really shitty at it for a long time. And I'm still not great at it, but I know the basics. I'm not a professional editor by any means, but I definitely know the basics. And I hope that every video I make does get like 1% better. So that's all I can hope for. But editing is a bit of a pain in the you-know-what. Another thing that's a con is that while you're making videos, you will question yourself all the time. You will question, why are you doing this? You will question, does anybody care that I'm doing this? You will question everything about the way you're making videos, if you know what you're doing, if you can do it well. And a lot of the times the questioning, I think, is the biggest thing that holds people back from even starting, because you're too afraid of what people think. And I think that's the number one hurdle people need to get over if they want to start a YouTube channel, is not getting stuck in the mud of other people's opinions. And you will find your people that care about what you have to say and your topic. And if you're watching this, thank you for watching. You are my people because you're watching this. And I hope that I can give some kind of value to you. And people that don't like what I have to say, or think that I'm maybe weird looking or weird sounding, or that I'm just not their people, that's fine. You can't be everything to everyone. So all you can do is put out into the world what you want to see in it, and the people that need it will find it and resonate with it. You can't be everything to everyone, so you have to stop questioning about what you're doing and who's gonna like it. Because I have spent hours doing that, and finally got over it, and finally got to a point where I understood that my specific topic, or the way I say things, or what I have to, put out into the world is not for everyone. But the people that need me hopefully will find me, and that we can all grow together. And that's all I need. I only need like a handful of people to get any value out of what I'm putting out into the world, and that's all that I need. I can't help millions and billions of people. That's not why I'm here, and that's not my intention. And those aren't the people that need whatever I have to say in my videos. So you just gotta let it go. And the fact that I am talking to more, I think, midlife women, we are at a point that we start to not give enough about things, and it becomes a little easier to just say, I'm going for it. I'm going to do it. I don't care what anybody says. Because I don't know what you, but that's where I am. And it's fun. I'm enjoying it so far. And another con I wanted to talk about is that sometimes it's really hard to learn all of the things that you need to learn, and also learn what you don't know that you need to know. But learn all the things you need to learn to make a YouTube video. So you have to learn how to talk in front of a camera. Like, it's a weird thing to talk to you on the camera and I'm not actually in a room with anyone. And it's a weird thing to then watch that footage back and then learn to edit that video and to learn how to make your video look better. Like, I'm just using natural light now, but if you're in a darker area, you might need to figure out lighting. You might need to figure out a good sound system, a good microphone, so that your audio doesn't suck. And you need to learn how to create a YouTube channel and upload your videos and then fill out all the stuff that you have to do for that. Like, there's a lot of little things that take time, and I don't know about you, but I think I do get overwhelmed sometimes about everything that I need to know, or everything that I don't know sometimes keeps me from doing this stuff. So I have learned about myself that I tend to procrastinate a bit and just not avoid doing certain things until I feel like I know how to do it. So I'll spend too much time researching things and learning stuff instead of doing the actual thing, when sometimes doing the thing is how you can learn it best, because then you can troubleshoot as you go along and figure things out as you go along. So I'm really learning to not overanalyze everything, which keeps me from taking action. So now I kind of learn something a little bit and then do it and see how it feels, and then figure out where the gaps are that I need to fill in as I'm going. And that has taken me a year as well to learn. And then the last thing I wanted to say is a con, is that if you don't have a why as to why you're doing a YouTube channel, then you most likely won't be successful, because like I said in my first con, is that it takes a lot of time where you don't see a return for your effort. So if you don't have a why, as a reason to why you're doing it, whether it's because you're starting a business or whether you just want to have a record of all your wisdom on video for your grandkids to watch, to have something just preserved in time that people can go back and listen to and watch about who you are and your values and what you're bringing to the world. If you don't have a why as to why you're starting this channel, most likely you won't continue doing it, because you won't feel like making videos. You won't feel like putting in the time and effort. And you need something to keep you going for all of the months, possibly years, that you're just doing it for fun. For fun, for no money in return. You're just doing it because you have an end goal in mind, and it's going to be worth it for you in the long run. So having a really good why is important. And people just say, "Oh, just start filming." Well, you have to think about your long-term goals. You have to think about where you want to be in 10 years from now and 5 years from now. And if YouTube is a part of that end goal, then it's a lot easier to start from the beginning and start from the slow times and keep going, knowing that there is an end goal in mind and that this is just part of the whole process, and you'll be successful in that way. Okay, those were all of my cons. Now I'm going to get on to the good stuff and all the things that I have learned in my first year that, to me, make it worthwhile. So I did talk about my last con was like doing it for your grandkids. So I don't have any grandkids yet. My son is only in his early 20s, so hopefully it will be a while. But I like to think that maybe one day I will have grandkids or great grandkids, and then they can look at these videos of their ancestor, their grandma, their great grandma, and they can look at it and they can get to know me, because obviously I might be gone before some of them even get here. And I would love, I would give anything right now to have videos of my grandparents and my great-grandparents speaking about things and like getting to know their personality and their wisdom and just what they wanted to share in the world, and just finding out who they were as people. And to have that on video would be such a gift. So part of this, I think, would be just so amazing for like my next generations to look back on and be like, that is so cool that she made videos. Or like maybe everybody makes videos 50 years from now, I don't know. But for them just to like get to know me as a person, I think would be really cool. And it's too bad I didn't know what questions that they would want answered ahead of time, because then I could just make a video about it. But hopefully they might learn something. Maybe they're interested in stuff that I'm doing now, and that's one of their passions as well. And they're like, I can't believe that my grandma or my great-grandmother was interested in that too. And maybe they can learn something. But anyway, I just think it's cool that to think about the fact that generations from now, possibly, I mean, maybe nobody will see this down the road, but if it's on the internet, then maybe someone will see it. But then they can come and just watch this and get to know me as a person. And I think that that would be really cool. It kind of warms my heart a little bit. Another pro is that I've learned so many skills. I've learned, like I said, how to shoot a video, how to talk in front of a camera, how to edit videos, how to it's made me want to learn social media better. I don't love social media, I don't go on it, but like just learning how to even make a reel or make graphics for photos. I've learned how to use Canva for a whole bunch of different things. As a tool, it's great for helping with editing videos or making digital products or anything. I've learned a lot of like graphic design based stuff. I've learned, how to run a YouTube channel, how to upload. I've learned how to read analytics, which I really love reading analytics. And it's funny because I realize that I am such a creative person, but that I really love data. I love analytics and I love reports. I love reading numbers. And I never thought I was like a numbers person or like anything like that, but I've always loved business and entrepreneurship, and maybe that's why. But I've learned that I really like the analytics and the data part of things. It's so interesting. I think it's a really good balance to my creative side. But anyways, yeah, I've learned a lot of skills that I could even use in other jobs, like a lot of computer and tech related things that, once you hit 50 and over, you feel like you're irrelevant and you don't have any skills that people want anymore. But I feel like I've learned a lot of stuff that people are like interested in, saying, oh, you can do that, I need someone to do that, or you can do that, can you teach me how to do that? And I think that's kind of neat. And I always like to keep educating myself and keep learning new stuff. I feel like that's what life's all about, is just constantly exploring the world, learning new things, stuff that you didn't know about before, and something that didn't exist before, and learning how to use that or do that. That just excites me all the time. I think to stay the same in one place for the rest of your life would be really kind of boring, and who wants that? I like to be excited. Another pro is that you can meet new and interesting people. So I've had a lot of people that watch my videos that have ended up following me on Instagram and have, made comments, or people that we started conversations. And it's just really cool to find out that there is other people out in the world that are like you, that are in the same spot, that are feeling the same way, that have the same struggles and the same joys, and that you're not alone in the world, and that there are people like you, and it kind of is a comforting thing. And I just think it's really fun to, just meet all those like-minded people, because how else? I'm not going to meet them just sitting in my house. Well, technically I am, because I'm making YouTube videos. But if I wasn't making YouTube videos, I definitely wouldn't meet anyone sitting in my house. I'd have to go out in public and many of you are, since the pandemic, we've turned into introverts. And so we don't go out a lot anymore. But I digress. Yeah, it's a great way for me to just to meet like-minded people across the world and even other countries, which I think is really fun. Yeah, so I just think that is such a fun thing that's come out of it. And another pro is, one of the reasons why I started this channel is that I can inspire other people. So those people that I've met in community now, I like to think that I am inspiring some of them to go out and do their own, take the leap of what it is they've been wanting to do, but we're too scared, like start a YouTube channel or start an art practice or start making money from their creativity and their art and grow that hobby into a business of some kind. Like, these are the things that I really want to help inspire women, creative women, to do more things, to believe that they are worthy and that they are capable and that they can do hard things and that they could bring the joy and the spark back to their life if they found that's been missing. So I just think if I can inspire a few people, like, that is part of my why, and it makes me happy to be able to do that. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm here, is maybe because I was brave enough to start a YouTube channel and speak out about things, that I can then, inspire other women around the world to do the same thing, because they're seeing that other people are doing it. So, like, why can't I? So I like that part, that I am able to inspire people. And I've learned a lot about myself, which is another pro. I've learned about things that I love to do. I've learned about things that I don't like to do and that I don't want to do and that I'm not going to do. And you start to understand, like, when you're doing different things, whether it's in business or creativity, you kind of try a bunch of stuff out, and then you learn what it is you like doing and what it is you don't, and that it's okay to say no to the stuff you don't like to do. Like I've talked about editing a bunch in this video. I think that that's one of the things that I would do once I'm financially able to, that I would hire an editor as my first employee because while I do it now and it's okay, I don't mind it, I think that's one thing that I think someone else could do better and faster than me, and I can spend more time doing things that I really enjoy, like the actual creating of things, creating videos or making art or any of those things. So you have to figure out what it is that you're good at and what's worth your time and what's worth paying other people to do, or what's worth just not doing at all. If it's something that you just hate with your soul doing, don't do it. For God's sake, don't do it. But I think it's just learning to figure out what you're into, like listen to your intuition and learn in your gut what resonates with you and what you just don't want to spend your time doing, and that it's okay to say no to things, and it's okay to try things and then figure out you don't like doing it, and then moving on to something else. There's nothing wrong with trying something and then letting it go if it doesn't work for you. You don't, just because you start doing something doesn't mean that that's something you have to keep doing for the rest of your life, for the rest of your career. Not everything is for everyone, so it's learning to say no when it feels right in your gut. And another thing I like, another pro, I guess, about starting a YouTube channel, what I like is that it's been such a fun way for me to create. Like, I understand that I am a creative at heart and not necessarily an artist all the time, but I just like creating things. Like, I've done sewing and crafts and jewelry and art, and you can probably relate. Like, you just like to make something out of nothing. And I also love doing graphic design. I love doing digital creation, and making videos has been a new way of creating for me that I've been really enjoying, because it's like you're putting all the pieces together. You're deciding what it is that you want to create overall, and then what pieces do you need to do, like to create in order to make that a reality. So instead of, you know, drawing something that you have in your mind and then having a piece of artwork, you're creating video, which is pretty, you know, interesting. You can create anything on video. Like, there are some amazing videos out there on YouTube, but it's not just people talking like this. Like, it can be cinematic and beautiful or just interesting. But doing the video portion and then, you know, doing graphics or things maybe in Canva or a different software and putting it all together, and then the editing process, and you're just creating and creating and creating to a finished video product. I just think it's another way of expressing my voice and my opinion and my creativity, and pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I'm really grateful that I started doing YouTube, because yeah, it's just another way for me to create when I don't feel like just like literally making an art piece, like art or drawing or something. So yeah, it's been a great way of just like scratching my creative itch, I guess you would say. And then the last thing that I want to say is a pro is that eventually I think you'll start making an income from it. And I think that's pretty much the whole point for the majority of people that start YouTube, is that you eventually want to monetize it and get some AdSense revenue going, and you can do affiliate links, and you can maybe eventually get sponsors and all the different income streams that come along with starting a YouTube channel, should you choose to start one. And I don't have any of those income streams in place yet. I haven't made a single penny from any of the videos that I've made. Actually, that's not true. I think I've made a couple dollars from those of you that were kind enough to click on any affiliate links that I had to supplies that I've used in the past. That's one way that you can support YouTubers that aren't yet monetized, is clicking on those links. So, you know, I'm grateful if any of you want to click on any of the links in any of my videos to Amazon supplies, because that's where I purchase most of them. But it does help me out a little bit. I mean, it's literally pennies on some things, but hey, every bit counts. And I think that's a win. And I know eventually, sometime in the next year, hopefully, that I will get monetized. I'm currently, as I film this, I think at 810 subscribers. My watch time hours are the hardest thing that I have trouble with. So you need 4,000 watch time hours in 365 days. So I'm working on that. I know I need to be more consistent with putting videos out there for YouTube to actually show my videos to people, but that's just how it goes. But anyways, eventually there will be some monetization. So that's all I can hope for, and that's all I can work towards. And in the meantime, if I don't get monetized, well, I'm still learning and I'm still creating. And I think that's half the fun. So that's all I got for the pros and cons of what I've learned in my first year on YouTube. And I hope that you got something out of that and learned something, maybe got inspired by it. Maybe that answered some of the questions you had about starting a YouTube channel and if you should or not. I'd love it if you give this video a like. It would really support the channel, and even subscribe if you're so inclined. And we'll see you next time in the next video. Thanks, guys.